Oh, Hero, I think. Maybe.
Nah, shit, we're talking. I'm gonna come
Oh.
out of her mic for a minute.
Yeah, we're gonna switch that in a second, but that works just because I'm not gonna ride my mute. Hello. Welcome to session 0 for Dream Warriors, which I'm extremely excited about. This is actually like an idea that I feel like we've been like chewing on for like 2 years.
It really is. Like, it's just been like sitting back there.
Sometimes it'd be like that. Um, Thank you for grabbing cards. So the plan for today is we're gonna like go over the special mechanics and whatnot for the month, or for the arc rather, including the cards that were the villain cards and whatnot that were released last week. Probably is when that was. Time has no meaning. And then we will get to speakeasying our way into the arc.
Yeah, and just a heads up, it's a couple scenes. It's not a ton of scenes this time. It's mostly this game is for setting the stage, setting the tone, if you will.
No. Thank you, Leo.
The first thing I want to mention real quick is, you all can hear me, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I should be able to hear you.
It's not a Halloween card, but I did think about it because we were on the moon. There's a card called Paint the Sky. It's another one of the fragmented cards. And once you get 5 of them, pick a side, and then tell me a constellation that is in that sky. If people don't have GPS and people don't have the maps right there, when they go from one side to another looking into the sky, what is that side's telltale constellation? And if you can, draw it for me.
Oh, that'd be fun.
So, I don't have a limit on the number of cards because it would literally be 100 of them.
Yeah, so
So it's first come, first serve. You do not roll a 20-sider unless you want to.
Yeah, you could if you wanted to.
You could if you want to, but it is just pick a side, punch holes in the sky.
So I basically made like not an actual PowerPoint, but like crap together a slideshow, to run you guys through stuff, and that we can always refer back to it later if you want to remember the mechanics. If you have questions, feel free to ask, but we're gonna answer all of them at the very end. Ooh, my phone is not on, so that did not turn on. Give me 2 shakes.
Was that the weedy crown?
Yeah. Danka, thank you so much for the follow. Oh my god. I can't. Perfect. Nailed it. Alright, so great. So I am going to fade into the background, kind of, as far as at least this goes.
God.
Yep, and I'm going to say for you to
So much pressure.
switch to your mic.
Oh.
Alan lost the link I gave him.
And then I closed my roll 20 for no reason.
Perfect.
I'm doing great, guys.
You're fucking nailing it. Alright, then I have to click this button, I think. It's a presentation like in Canva, so I'm doing my best. Now if I clicked this button, would that do what I wanted it to do? Yes. It's negligible, but it's there. We did it. We are officially, I think, on the presentation screen. So please excuse me, this is not something that we like normally do, obviously, but that's good. Okay. So,
Also, our neighbors are very loud.
yeah, well, that's the way it is. Okay.
Okay. So, the setting of this next arc. We all know that we ended the last arc on the moon, we're still in our celebrations of that, but they did give you the heads up that a massive wave of nightmares is heading towards the Echo, and you all have to get back to let people know, to like give everybody the heads up. So, everybody get your stuff together, head back, say your goodbyes to the Sentinels that you've like gotten into like not relate well some of your relationships with, but for the most part you will be over. Now, I'm going to keep the RP threads in the Discord up until next Thursday. Next Thursday, those are over, completely over. This weekend is the beach games, and then we got a Monday game. But next Thursday, that one's over. I'm unmuted.
Yeah, no, I'm unmuting myself just to be like, there are 2 Halloween game cards left.
Oh,
I'm muted. Yeah, there are 2 Halloween card games left, or game cards left. If y'all don't end up with them today, I'm gonna remove them. So just as a heads up, they go away today. I kind of forgot to mention that earlier.
All right. So I have the list of games. We are going to try to get that schedule soon. We're trying to get October schedule soon. So.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, the schedule is done. I just need to post it. You will see it on the offline screen on stream. I have it set. I just have not clicked buttons to put it up for y'all. But it is done. We are set.
Caustic, that is happening. I did not hear back from Chris about tonight's game. So I'm going to like postpone that, and then we are going to take care of that. We will be doing that speakeasy scene coming up because they've got important questions for you. Specifically for you. But the other 3 as well. I have not forgotten about that. It is in the back of my head. Alright. So, first and foremost, nightmares will have taken over the Echo. Like, just completely, like, a wave of nightmares hits the entire Echo at the exact same time. We are all on our ship heading back at the same moment that this wave of nightmares hits. Run around, give everybody the warning. That is what you're supposed to be doing. But I'm going to be completely honest with you all right now, because this arc needs honesty at the start so we can all get the tone. You are too late. You are all... Okay. You are all too late to stop anything. But you don't know that. Everything is going to feel dreamy. Everything is going to feel a little spacey. Everything is going to be... Remember Inception? Like, how you don't know when a dream starts? That is all of the games this arc. It's just like, oh no, that I wasn't there, so it doesn't make sense that I'm here. Yeah, it does. It makes perfect sense. These 5 are infected with fervor. Like, these 5 have a goal to start the monstrous clock turning. I do not know how loud that sound effect is. Not very loud. Okay. We will get it adjusted. Thank you for testing out the new ones. We do need to know. But these 5 are compelled to turn the monstrous clock in their own ways. Like, each one of them has their own goals that they are working towards. You do not know that they are villains until they present themselves as villains. When they roll when anybody in a game rolls a 13, one of them can show up in some capacity. The more 13s that are rolled, the stronger they get. Now, there are also... Yeah, so they have like levels 1 through 4. They do little things. 5 to 9, you have to fight something. And 10 to 13, you have to fight them. Now, if a villain succeeds, they get an additional level. If they fail, they don't lose a level. But if it's a decisive victory, if you beat them handily, like, you lower their level. Now, let me be very clear. It is you versus them. But at the same time, it's like watching a horror movie. We want to see it go bad. Like, this is all a very scary, very lucid, very connected dream. Like, you are all in the same dream. The entire Echo is in the same dream. So, you will see NPCs die. You will see NPCs, like, have terrible things happen to them. Don't worry about that. Let it happen, because that plays towards the story. Be scared, like, want to save them, but don't just... And not that any of you would, but I have been at tables where when an NPC dies, they throw a hissy fit and they leave. I don't think that's any of you, but I want to get it out of the way before anybody is seen dead on screen. It's like a very, like, Nika hit it right there. It's like an arc-long 10 Candles game. So if we love the 10 Candles games, imagine if it went on for 2 months, well, a month and a half. That is our goal. Okay. And so the other, like, you might think it's just like, oh, people don't roll 13s enough to, like, get them high levels. That's what these cards are about. So I will be needing a couple of things from people, and I will put a thing in the workshop and make another room for it. 100 candles is pretty good. So I will make a thing. I want to know what you bring to your games. Like, I know I have a list of them from your character sheets, but not all of you list everything that you have on those character sheets, and you have separate character sheets. If you could do me a favor, and I will make the thing for you, that's just your name and the stuff that you guarantee to carry into your next game for this Sabotage card. Like, the Sabotage card, it does exactly what it says. You choose a player from an upcoming game. We will list out the items from them. You choose one of them. If they use it in that next game, it's an automatic 1 with an F in chat attached to it. They don't even get to roll. No, they get to roll, because what if it's a 20? What if we get a reap and sow out of it? We have to roll. But then that villain gets a +1. Let me know what villain you want to use as well, or leave it up in the air, because I will theme it based on on the villain doing that bad thing. Like, is it just simply breaking your thing? Is it trapping the item in terrible situation? I don't want to spoil things for you. But so that's what that card does, and I think it's great. Now the counterpoint to it is lucid moment. Change something around you in a moment of clarity. Like, this can be as simple as there wasn't a door there and now there is a door. Dream logic. Or like dream logic. It's fully dream logic. You want to change the weather? Lucid moment. You want to fly for the scene? Lucid moment. That's what this card does. Like, you become aware that you're in a dream, but the second it's over, back to the nightmare. Now, the next one is Hench Mission. Now this one, and please, if you're going to play these cards, you can play them anonymously, or you can let everybody know that you're doing it. Hench Mission is, you select a villain, they give you a secret mission. That mission can be, collect this, lure this person into this situation, anything that they want you to do. Like, if you complete it, they get +1, and you get 3 card packs. And also, if you want to continue being their henchmen, let us know. Like, if you want to just, you know, sign up with them, let us know. If they even want you. Alright. Curses. We all know what this is. This is magical, this is your magical item card. Just so you know, I will not tell you which item in that game is cursed. And every time you play a curse thing, and somebody plays one of these curses card, I will be drawn to like putting more magical items in that game. So, yeah. Teehee. Right. So this one is your advantage against villains. Your pinch me. If you're worried, if you want your character to be able to fight back a little bit. And not all of the characters, like some of the characters can be completely convinced that something bad's going on and they are trying to fight against it. Know that you are on the losing side. Unless you fucking roll really well, and then it's just like, we're gonna have to change the thing. But this could be, remove the villain's bonus. For every level a villain has, they get that much on you. So they start at +1. They get to level 2, they get +2, and etc, etc. It gets to the point where you can't beat them. Because you can't roll higher than them without a natural 20. Like, it's possible to win, just very hard. Like, yeah, if they hit +13, you have to roll above a 13, above a 14 to even win it all. And so, detect traps, that'll come up in a future thing, or identify if an item is cursed or not. Very, very simple. That one is like your buffer. Like, protect yourself. Creeping Dread is exactly as it says. If while it's active, and it stays active for an hour. If you roll a 1, all villains get +1. You roll a 13, 2 villains show up and do their worst to you, and it's a guaranteed success. But if you roll a 20, you take them all down a peg. Like, the dream becomes more dreamy and less nightmare-y. Shifting Sands, that is your moment in Inception where like suddenly you look around and you are standing in a different place. And I'm really good at changing maps at this point, so just tell me where we suddenly went. Like, where's the scene taking place now? And again, dream logic. The people around you and you are not gonna consider this weird. It is just, you went somewhere and you don't remember the in-between. If that makes sense. Which it doesn't, because dream logic. Oh yeah, and you get an extra D20 whenever you use the terrain from the scene. Like, if it's in your advantage, there you go. So the next one is Ephemeral Solution. You suddenly have the perfect item for the situation. You don't need to explain where you found it. It's in your hand, able to be used. This counts as rolling a 20. And yeah, what is it? You tell me. How does it help? You tell me. But I know it gets you out of the situation. Alright, so Dream Traveler, summon an NPC or a PC to help you with the scene. Dream logic, people. They just show the fuck up. They are just there. You can tell me how they're there, but they are. We can have somebody join the call or just a random NPC of your choice. As long as we have not seen them die this arc. Well, as long as we have not seen them die. I think death is pretty... Dream logic is a little weird. You know what? Fuck it. Dream logic. Okay. And then the last one is Night Trap. This is, imagine a map, a treasure map, but in reverse. Like, you are designing, I will send you a map from the game of your choice that you want to trap, and you tell me how you trap it. If they fall into it, your villain of your choice gets +1. That's it. Any questions about these mechanics?
while Ellen's going to the bathroom. Dream logic, like Caustic said in the chat, like, let your character be scared, lean in. Like, go all in for it. It's super fun, when you just embrace the premise and go nuts with it, basically. That's all we could possibly ask. I feel like it's straightforward. I thought so, but at the same time, like, anytime we have an extra mechanic, I feel like things fall apart so quickly. But as always, if things need adjustment, then we will adjust them over time. Like, if it feels like the villains aren't leveling up fast enough or are leveling up too fast, we will adjust. But yeah, I think if yeah, like, so Vala, we talked about that, about whether we wanted to, like, tell y'all that it was a dream, because part of me is like, no, but, like, spoilers. But at the same time, like, what you know as a player is different than what you know as what your character knows. And I think it will be more fun for y'all if you know ahead of time that, like, you know, if one of the villains wants to absolutely eviscerate an NPC, like, tear them apart limb by limb, that y'all know it's not, like, them actually doing it, or that character actually, like, biting it. It's not to say that there won't be repercussions from all of the events and whatnot, but those won't be the repercussions.
I fully expect everybody to remember.
Yeah. Like, in the same way that that the 10 Candles games, like sessions, kind of haunt your characters after the fact. Not the first one, I think. I think that one got, like,
the first one
purged,
like,
from you.
Felt like a dream, except for the people who were there. They feel like it was a shared nightmare.
But the trauma from that got lifted. I don't remember the mechanic for why it got lifted, but it did. But I don't think it happened on the second one. Yeah, like, you're never the same after... You're never your same self after a bad dream. I 100% agree with that. There are, like, nightmares that I've had, like, ages ago.
Finger dogs.
Like, 20 years ago that haunt me still. So, you know, like that. That's the vibe, basically. You notice my, like, thing isn't lighting up again. I don't know why that does and doesn't do that.
I'm scared of whales because of dreams.
JK, it's because I don't have it unmuted in Discord. That's fine. Yeah. So if there are not additional questions, I will make this like a little video, the slideshow little video for y'all, and I'll throw it up in the workshop for y'all. But I mean, honestly, I feel like we cleared through that the fastest we've ever cleared through any, like...
Yeah, I was really...
set of mechanics.
I was kind of banking on this one taking a minute.
No, my goal was to, like, push through it so we could get to, doing the scenes instead, because I feel like that's fun. I ideally want y'all to have as many of the villain cards as you can. I want you to play them. Like, genuinely, please. Right, I might do that exact thing. I was gonna go take a look and see, like, how many had already been gotten, and then adjust the rarities. Because it's more fun if you have them and can play them. We'll probably be doing gifted card packs throughout the arc, just for, you know, funsies and whatnot. But yeah, I think with that, I'm gonna fade into the background, and y'all can speak easy.
Okay. Might switch. Okay, so we are all back at the Silver Thimble. Who is out for a morning walk? Maybe a jog? Oh, Syria, do you go on morning jogs, or is it like a walk situation? And feel free, Osiria, to jump in this call. And who's out with her?
2, oh, serious.
Oh.
Nika's got to go to the bathroom real quick. Is anybody else with you on this walk? You can ask them, or they can suggest. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna ask who's in chat who might want in.
yeah. Now we're just waiting for them to answer in the chat. All the backgrounds of today's game have a very particular vibe. We can put Pollux and Castor in this if we want. If you guys want to, I can give you the link. It's just the speakeasy link again, but I do have a real bad tendency of forgetting to give you guys the speakeasy link. It's in the game sign up channel if anybody is interested. There's not going to be a ton going on in them, but you know, sometimes you like to move around your token. I make sure everybody can move around the token. Go me. And Osiria, is it like, or I guess for both of you two, is this a exercise thing, or are you just out for a walk?
I imagined it was just, an out for a walk kind of thing, just enjoying the morning kind of vibe.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Sorry for my delay, I was also eating.
That's fair.
No problem. Right. Before I get started on this, was anybody else going to jump in? Or does anybody else want to jump in? I do like the devil mask wearing a top hat. I think that's pretty okay. I'm perfectly fine, just so you know, I'm perfectly fine with just the two of you. That's great. Let's move on. Let's move into it. Okay. I wrote a bunch of stuff. So Assyria and Pollux and Castor. The park is bathed in the soft glow of the early morning. The sun just peeked over the horizon. Dew clings to the grass, making it shimmer under the pale light. While the thin mist drifts lazily between the trees, the air feels cool and still, heavy with a quiet that almost muffles the world around it. Despite the serene beauty, an unsettling calm hangs in the air, as though something unseen stirs beneath the surface, hidden within the fog and shadows. What? Are you guys talking about something? Are you like mid-conversation?
We could be.
What was the conversation?
Unless you have a different idea, I'm thinking maybe just maybe talking about how because this is not long after coming back from the moon, right?
You do not remember getting back from the moon. So yeah, like it must have been like just a second ago.
So yeah, maybe talking about how the missions there went since I imagine they didn't really have time to catch up before then.
Yeah.
I like that quite a bit. As you're walking, the leaves crinkling beneath your feet, Osiria, like the smell of pumpkins hangs in the air. And it's just like it is that moment in the fall. You guys all know this, the moment where everything starts smelling great for like a month and then it all turns to shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're at that moment. And like a breeze tickles your nose. And Osiria, you smell it. Blood. And it must be fresh. It smells like somebody was cut deeply, but then it's more than just blood. Violence was done here.
Is just Osira picking up on it, or
Hawks and Casta, how would you recognize that something is up? Like or do you two have a good enough sense of smell that you would smell it as well?
I feel like they would have a decent smell.
Yeah, absolutely. You smell it too, the metallic tinge to the air. More than just the smell of the growing pumpkins all over the garden. More than just the smell of the rotting leaves on the ground.
Well, that's not a good start to this walk, I suppose.
I take it you picked up on that as well.
We did, yes.
Are you two gonna head that direction? To try to investigate, or what's the play from here?
I feel like Pollux and Castor would tentatively, just because if it's someone hurt, they probably need to, like, get them help.
That's a fair point. I was kind of torn on, like, do we investigate? But yeah, I think that's the right.
So you two, three, walk a little bit further. You have to leave the path. And as you are walking, again, it's a lovely morning, and amidst the dew and the mist and dew, the peaceful park is shattered by the sight ahead of you. Stefan's body sprawled across the grass.
Oh my god.
His form, once strong, is now broken. His arm torn clean from his body, leaving only jagged, bloodied wound. The missing limb is nowhere to be seen, as if carried off by whatever beast ravaged him. Eerily quiet, the soft glow of the dawn casting long shadows over the horrific sight, making the air feel even heavier with unspoken menace.
I
This is not good.
Oh yeah, I was just asking for a friend. if we do want to just like kind of kill the moment real, I can show you the other option that it could have been.
Oh boy.
Well, this one can't be him now.
Mm.
You know, could have been Blue with his arm ripped off. But you two, you three see this body. Like, you see Stefan was wearing his trademark Speedo. You see claw marks ravaging his chest, the arm ripped clean off. Anything else, you guys are gonna have to ask me for info.
Is there any sign of like how fresh this is?
Alright. How would Pollux and Caster go about learning?
I feel like just straight up investigation.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you guys hang around like, well, other creepy people all the time. I don't know what to have. Number roll 20. I'm scared.
Oh,
Looks like you left for a sec.
I'm back. It didn't even show me you two in this one. Alright, yeah. Roll me a 20-sider, Pollux and Caster. $18, absolutely. You see the there are all the grass in the area is covered in Stefan's blood and is sunk into the ground quite a bit. The blood on his chest near the closest to, like, furthest away from the claw marks has dried on his chest and is like flaking off. He's been here for hours, but he is dead, and he has been dead for hours. There's nothing any of us can do medically for him. Especially now that Tim has used her Staff of Resurrection. Any other kind of detective work we want to do, or are you guys just going to get help?
figure the next course of action is probably to get help, although I'm not sure who we're going to get help from for something like this.
We need a coroner.
Right, of course.
So you all would know that for coroners, you do have two options. First would be take them to the hospital. Like, we have plenty of people there to investigate what happened to the body and whatever. Or you could go to cash if you wanted to. It's a strange direction, but well, I'm fine with just like taking them to the Undercity.
Who would you suggest taking them to?
I believe we should get them to the hospital.
Right, yes.
Lurid, are you in this call? Not in the call. Are you in the chat? All right. Do me a solid and join the call, please. Nika's gonna have to set it up once she gets back in and she's taking her meds.
Howdy.
Hello. For this one, Lurid will be playing Sama. And for Osiria and Pollux and Castor, you guys, like, upon thinking about it, you were here. Like, you can, if you stop and think about it, remember you're getting here. And carrying the body. But Sama, here they are. Like, they have brought you this Stefan. We know Stefan. He's well known around the city. But he is fucked up. He is gone. Arm ripped from its socket. It appears like something might have gnawed on their right leg and on one of their legs. Claw marks all over them. And it's just blood. Blood everywhere.
What seems to be the problem here?
Well,
Couldn't have seen what did this time, did you?
no, that is why we are here. We were hoping you could perhaps give us some additional insight.
Yes, unfortunately, by the time we found him, I think he's been gone a while.
Well, I'll take a look. Some had a doctor ability called Curious Case. Could I use that?
Yeah, sure. What's that? Can you read it for me? I don't have it in front of me.
I can just kind of like correlate past events to like put together a working theory of what happened to a violent scene.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and. Okay. So, why don't you ask me some questions and I will give you answers.
All right. What looked like removed his body parts?
Peanut's also here, but as a detective.
Peanut, good. I'm glad you're here.
I heard about a murder.
Yeah, we got a fresh one. No suspect yet. Trying to find out right now.
Put the pipe into his mouth. He's just like, we get to the bottom of this leg. It's missing a foot.
Mm-hmm. Got to start at the top. Work our way down. Start at.
Oh. Okay. Right. Sorry. Hold it.
Look like his neck is broken.
Does look like his neck was broken. It appears to be an after-the-fact situation. You don't bleed that much when you're still kicking. When you're not kicking.
So that was a message.
Was the pain the cause? Where did you find them? My report says that you found them in the park. Where in the park?
It was... Correct me if I, the player, am wrong on this, but...
Oh, you can make it up, for sure. Like, you are not wrong no matter what you say here.
It was just a ways off of the path. Far enough that it would not be seen if you were to simply go through the park as normal. The only reason either of us were able to find anything is because, well, gruesome though it may be, we both caught the smell from quite a distance.
It's just like, both of you two can smell blood. Understandable. And it's just like, I hate to be, it's like, Sama, do we have a time period for their death based on rigor mortis?
Sometime in the early morning, before the sun even rose.
I would explain this.
They work in the dark.
Stefan is known to do a lot of late night flexing. It's when people don't complain. Peanut walks up to him. Must have been near the end of his routine. He's barely got any baby oil on him at all. Now, you know I would hate to accuse anybody, but you three, what were you doing in the park this morning at such an early hour?
Leisurely morning walk.
And this is a common thing.
Yes, it is generally how I tend to start my days.
Peanut nods. It's like, Sama, take a look at this arm here. Or lack thereof. Just notice how there are claw marks all over the chest, but none on the arm. It's almost like it was ripped clean off. Clean being a loose description. Do we know anybody that had problems with Stefan? Other than, of course, the most logical culprit being Warlord. Sorry, being Isaac.
Well, that was my first guess.
Yeah,
Did either of you two know him?
I mean, by the injuries, I would have assumed some sort of animal.
Did you see any prints while you were in the park?
I am afraid not. However, we prioritized getting him here over investigating the scene too thoroughly.
I do understand. It's just like, gotta make sure the corpse is well taken care of. He begins poking at it. What do you make of this down here, Sama? I feel like the leg was ripped off with teeth. Or do these look like tooth marks to you? Oop, Laura died.
I know.
If you look right beneath the kneecap, it looks like, right above the kneecap, it looks like it was bitten multiple times before I finally got a clamp below and wrenched free at the joint. So it's smart.
Whatever it is well versed in removing appendages. Maybe for consumption?
You say the pieces of body were missing, so that's a good guess. What a big mouth it must have.
It's just like... The teeth, they must be enormous. Easily the size of a kitchen knife.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me, I need to go get my instruments.
Oh, by all means. It's like, we'll keep looking at the corpse. Now, Pollux and Castor and Osiria. Are you sure that nothing springs to mind? Nothing was unusual about your walk today? You didn't see anybody, pass anybody?
Well, it felt eerily calm, but I wouldn't exactly say that's something to go by.
No, I would trust your instincts. You have a way with resonance. Peanut hops down off of the... He was literally just standing on Stefan's body, I think.
Now there's his paw prints all over the body.
His paw prints all over the body. He just walks up to like one of those hand sanitizing stations and just gets himself super like soaked in it. Osiria, it seems unlike you to miss animal markings. It's just like, have you received any reports? You two spend much time in the park? Every morning, apparently, morning routine. Have you been seeing any larger animals of note in the Thimble? Has anyone's pet been acting up? We've had some reports of them acting a little strange. He looks over at Pollux and Castor specifically.
Hey now, Orion has been behaving somewhat.
I do recall the mention of something with the pets, but I do not foresee them ever going to this extreme.
Peanut nods. He's just like, if it was a creature with teeth of this size, and look at these claw marks, and something strong enough to rip Stefan's arm clean off and then break his neck, vicious. Whatever it was vicious.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you understand. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if it was an animal, it had to be something wild.
Wild, or perhaps driven to this. And I don't want to make this accusation lightly. I don't want this to leave this room. But based on tooth marks, strength, and known ferocity, I think we're gonna have to keep our eyes on Midnight. Do you know where he was this morning? Were you with him?
Well, no, but...
So he doesn't have an alibi.
It could not be him. He would never.
He would never? You saw him with the fervor in him. When the blood moon struck him, he was incredibly violent. He went vicious. There were multiple reports of him and you. Wait a minute. He looks at Osiria. He's pulls out his paper. I have reports of you attacking some friend, Nameless, Foley, and Nickel. Each one of them ended up on the wrong side of you while you were cursed. Now you say the moon cured you of this curse. Are you sure? Hold on one moment. Let me just. Syria, don't mind me. Like me and Pox and Cass are gonna have a little conversation over here. It's not about you. It's not about you.
What?
Of course.
All right, Pollux and Caster. This still not about you. I know you're friends with her. Did you see anything unusual when you met up with Osiria this morning for your walk? Were they late? Covered in blood? Talking about how much they love eating Stefan's leg?
No, she arrived at the usual time that we meet up, not covered in blood, and our conversation entirely had been about our previous mission we were on.
You're right. I can't possibly die. I'm terribly sorry. He walks up and he gives Osiria's leg a big hug. I'm very sorry for ever doubting you.
It is quite all right. It is a tense situation. We have to consider every angle we can.
Absolutely. Man, Sama sure is taking a long time getting back here with his tools. Sama. The hallway stretches before Sama, dimly lit with flickering fluorescent lights that hum softly above. The walls pale and sterile. They just seem too close today. The starkness, almost oppressive. The silence is broken only by a distant echo of footsteps. You've been walking down this hallway far too long. There's a chill in the air. Somebody left the AC on. A creeping sense of something that isn't right, as if the hallway itself is holding its breath. Shadows stretch a little too long. Each step forward feels heavier, as though something unseen is waiting just beyond the edge of perception.
Wait a minute. No one should be in this ward right now. Hello? Is anyone there?
Is anyone there? There?
Are you talking back to me?
No, I'm just echoing you.
Yeah, that was...
Oh, that wasn't that. What do you feel right now? Like, the tension.
I feel just too alone right now. Even though it's late shift, there's usually someone walking the hallways just for whatever reason. But yeah, it's just way too empty and kind of way too quiet. And that quiet is just oppressive.
As you were walking through the hallway that you've walked 1,000 times, like your office was supposed to be there, but it wasn't. You passed by the space that it should have been, what feels like 12 times. Like when you turn around, it's all just the same. You feel like this right here is the room that you left a moment ago with Osiria, Pollux, and Castor, and that corpse.
I turn and look in to see if they're still there. Expecting to see them, of course.
It's just an empty room.
Syria? Pollux? Castor? Peanut? Stefan?
The hair on the back of your neck starts standing straight up.
I immediately just try and charge into my office and close the door.
As you charge towards the office, you open it, and you feel something breathing down your neck. It's right behind you. whatever this is, you turn to look, and as you cross the threshold into your office, Summer's gone. Man, that guy takes forever.
Should we go look for him?
And she's like, maybe he's on a smoke break. And it's like, everyone, Lord knows I could use one. Whatever Lord he's talking about, I don't know who he references as Lord. And it's just like, well, the morning shift has got to be showing up here sometime.
Should we?
We need to... I was like, oh, Syria, I'm going to have to ask you to do this. And Pollux and Castor, like, I'm going to need help from you as well. We need to monitor Midnight. He's our top suspect at this point. It's like, we've seen what happens when the Fervor Moon gets into him. He becomes a menace. And that cloak of his that he had at one point in time, we know it ate people. Do we know if he still has it? Do we know that he feeds it?
See, that's a question that I as a player don't remember, but I feel like Osira as a character would probably know. Does he still have that item?
The black dog wanted to eat it, but I think it turned into the cloak that we see him wearing. The cloak of, like, shadow and teeth.
Okay.
If I'm wrong on that, and he corrects me, by all means.
Right, for sure.
I know the crew are mostly anti-eating people, but when something... Who's to say what this moon could do? The Sentinels warned us.
Right.
I of course have my hopes that it is a misunderstanding, but I will report back if I see anything strange.
Same here.
Excellent. Here. And he, like, hands you you three, communicators, but they are, like... Look at the bottom of the Twitch chat. Like, you see how, like, that red color is the icon? That is that is the color of these communicators. Like, these ones connect directly to me. Report anything that you see of Midnight to me and to me alone. I do not know how much access he has. We've had Ouroboros running many background things for us, compiling data, building ourselves a nice website. The fuck is a website is a very fun question. He has access to many of our files. So we are keeping this between us. It's just like, I hate having doubts about my own crew. But it's like I can't think of anybody in the Thimble that could have done this. Obviously, we need to keep our eyes out for any other suspect. Actually, yeah, that's really fun. Do either one of you know crew or not crew members that might have been able to do this? That are in the Silver Thimble? Who do we know with large teeth and is very strong? Or what if it was a knife and was just a frame job? I wish Sama would get back here. I have many questions to ask him. Do you two have any suspects that you want to throw at Peanut?
I jokingly want to say Peanut himself.
He throws his hat down. I have a airtight alibi. I was passed out drunk. He reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out a flask and just starts drinking.
Honestly, I believe that is enough to trust you.
Yeah, I believe that.
Look at you two, and look at you three, so gullible. How are we ever gonna make you hard-boiled detectives out of you?
So you're admitting you did it, then?
I'm admitting that I could have been a suspect. I'm not, though. I was passed out drunk, like I said. I need you to watch your boyfriend closely. One slip up. If you find anything, like, we are missing the right arm. We have pretty good evidence that the leg was consumed. But what about the arm? Where did the arm go? Start there. Is there a black market for body parts in the thimble? I don't know, but there might be. What happened in the month that we were on the moon? Was it your pet? Was it that goose?
I heard the goose is being hailed a hero.
Goose is being hailed a hero, but I am not fooled. I know he's up to something. Plotting something.
I suppose at the very least that is another one we can keep an eye on, although I do not think that is a particularly favorable outcome either. Perhaps we should start by gathering more evidence and work our way out from there.
Yes, perhaps we could go back to investigate the park where we found it.
Of course.
Excellent. And me, I'm gonna go make note of this in my office. Just like it's a little early, there won't be anybody there, but paperwork is paperwork, you understand.
Of course. And please, do stay safe.
Do you think this is going to be a string? Do you think there's going to be more of these?
There very well could be.
I cannot say for certain, but it is better to be on alert than be too late, as it were.
Being careful is it's admirable. Can't have everything be just an adventure, and it just says adventure above his head and then TM. Absolutely. Oh, I think that is going to be the end. Oh wait, no. You know what? Let's go back and have you guys explore real quick.
And we never did find out what happened to the doctor.
Yeah, you guys walk out and you do not see the doctor. Oh, let me cover that up with blood. There we go. Trying to get an image with just blood on the ground. They kept putting like a weird corpse there.
covered enough now.
Right? That's
Production value.
Look how weird it is.
Production value.
Yeah. Alright. What are you three looking for? I'll give you each a roll for it. This place is quarantined off. I think Lockstitch are probably the murder-based investigators around town. Or like detectives, because we don't have like straight up cops.
Right.
Hold on one second. There we go. There are just two mice here that look like patrol duty officers. As you guys like show up, they hand you coffee and do the walk and talk next to you. Heading towards the where the body was. It's just like, we've got most people pushed back. We got a couple gawkers over there, but no one you should really be worried about. We've bagged up a little in some of the evidence. No luck on the arm. But we have seen some signs of a conflict. But you're the experts. Just like when the blue pants walks up, he's just like, such a shame. He was such a fine specimen. Nobody had biceps like him in all the Silver Thimble. Why would they take his arm? Nope, you're the experts. I'll let you guys go. I'm looking to be a detective next year, though. Just so you guys know. If you guys need a spot for a detective, look up Barry.
We will have to keep that in mind.
It's a Barry with 3 R's. Alright. So how do these 3 look at a crime scene?
I feel like I want to investigate to see if there's any sort of like traces of animals that have been in the area.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a 20-sided. Oh, shit. There sure
I
are
see shit.
everywhere. Everywhere that's like animal prints. You see goose prints. You see like you look up, you realize you're right next to the animal park.
You probably also see his own cat feet prints.
Right? Your own feet. Everybody who walks through with their fucking just their. What's that really funny thing I saw for feet the other day? Whoever's walking around with their fucking just flippers out. You see signs of what looks like a humanoid wolf. Pollux and Castor. Like, heavy set. Fresh in the blood. Long claws attached to it. There appears to be like this is the thing that did it. Standing humanoid, from what you can tell, must be at least 6 feet tall. Huge, like a fucking jacked as hell. Like, I hate to tell you this. This looks a lot like Midnight. This looks a lot like Midnight's footprints.
It's gonna look up to Osiria and be like, now I know that we have every right to not think it is him. These prints are telling me otherwise.
Surely there must be something we're missing.
I mean, unless you know any other humanoid wolves.
Osiria, how
Mhm.
would you be looking around?
Um,
Or also, what do you think of the suspicions? Like, they look like wolf feet. Wolf feet. They look incredibly familiar.
see, one thing that I was thinking about was they said they had collected some fur, right?
Oh, yeah, sure. Wait,
Like I was thinking of like looking into that, seeing if there's anything
okay, yeah,
we can
absolutely.
get out of that.
Yeah, give me a 20 setter.
Do better than my one.
Not much
Close.
better.
It's better, but not by much.
Fur. Matted, matted with blood. Black as the night. It's just there was fur here. And nearby, exactly where the corpse was, you do see it. And like one of the guys just like, yep, there it is. Barry with 3 R's. One is always like, what you got here? Oh, like get the camera out. And like they pull out cameras like they have made based on Vidra and K's cameras. And they just start taking pictures. It's like, good catch, you two. We didn't even see this. Canine footprints looks like. Yeah. Very recent. You can see right there where they stepped in the blood. Just like, and what have we here? It's like, oh, some pretty long fur. Looks like they might have been caught in somebody's. In the fur that you see looks very similar to like Midnight's hair. Like it is like. You guys are rolling so poorly that I think the frame, like if it is a frame job, it's like very, very good. Like it's
It's a very
incredibly
convincing frame job.
effective. So you not only, because of the full failure, you not only find the fur, which is great, you find it. It has one of those silver clasps that Midnight buckles his hair with.
Oh dear.
These two are like looking at it, just like, well, if I didn't know any better, I would have my own suspects here, but not a detective yet. Just got to keep these people back. Like, we'll keep them back for a little bit longer if you guys want to keep searching. Do you guys want us to write this up in the report, or you got it?
We can take care of it, I believe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she's like, less paperwork for us. And she's like, oh, it's too early for this. And they start sipping their coffee out of their paper cups. And then just like you see them walk off. It's like, get back. No looking, no looky-loos. With that, I think you two scene is over. If you two could do me a solid and write up a report, just really quick, just like nothing huge, to send to Peanut and drop it in the workshop for me, I would absolutely love that. Doesn't like you guys have time? You don't have to do it right now, But like what you have found, footprints matching a humanoid wolf. And we know about the claw marks, and we know about like the eating people. And then we also have found some of his hair with a silver clasp. Is it one of the braids, you think? That seems a little bit too much, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's the way I'm imagining this is it's just a lineup of very unfortunate coincidences that just happen to work out.
Yeah.
Or midnight.
Like, I fully don't believe Osiria set this up intentionally. I think it just lined up this way.
Oh, absolutely. Because we know it was Osiria. It's just like, who has access to, like, midnight? Well, Osiria has access to midnight. So, like, maybe the hair got stuck on Osiria and then ended up here. Like, and we know the rest. Well, the rest of it will come out.
I see. So Pollux and Castor just helped Assyria frame Midnight then.
Absolutely, yeah. And like, again, it might not be a frame job so much as just...
I mean, yeah, again, I think it's less framing and more of an accidental lineup that...
They saw the wolf prints, forgot about the fact Assyria was the big bad wolf, and like, yes, this is Midnight.
Yeah, midnight. Do better. Let me go right here real fast. So walking down the halls of the academy, trying to get back to his office, you guys just hear Peanut. And today he's wearing wooden-soled shoes on all four of his feet. As he makes his way to his office. The whole building feels like a corpse to him. Wait, did I not move that thing? No, I did. Yeah, my stream did move forward. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out his key, goes up to his office door, and like he gets it in, and then he's just like, "Oh, I could have sworn I locked this." As he walks into his office. All right, so thank you two so much. I am going to need Kay in here now. Hello. Okay. Make sure I've got this right. Hey, the academy stands silent in the dead of night, its long corridors bathed in cold glow of moonlight, filtering through tall arched windows. The air is thick with an eerie stillness, as though the entire building was holding its breath. Classrooms sit abandoned, their doors slightly ajar, their desks inside casting long, distorted shadows on the wall. You see bomb diffusal room, which smells distinctly of cinnamon. You see history class. Oh, you see like pictures of student of the month like along the walls. And every single time it's just of secrets the Harbinger and the where are they from? The Ionian. He's acing all of his classes lately. The distant echo of creaking wood occasionally breaks the silence. It's unclear where the sound comes from. It seems to follow you, never getting closer, never fading away. Welcome to Lockstitch Academy. You're the only one here. This is in the dead of night. What you up to?
Well, I wrote my own thing, so I can read that.
Oh yeah, hit me.
It was late. Later than anyone would normally be at the academy unless they were pulling an all-nighter, and tonight was a quiet one for most. A door labeled Peanut's office closed with a snap, and heels clicked on the tile wood floor, paced smooth and unhurried with purpose, moving down through the levels. A blue-green light only visible briefly through the windows, there one moment and gone the next like a figment. At last Kay stood in front of the secured wing of the lab, fingertips trailing over the lock with an unpleasant screech of their usual obsidian-tipped gloves. There you are, just like in the file. They tilted their head as they looked over the door that read in unseen script. Secure, shielded, warded, protected, contained, suppressed, keep out, secrets, confidential, over and over, more and more, layers and layers deep. What do we have here? Lockstitch never stopped keeping its secrets and hazards close at hand, I see. Kay's fingertips tap on the unseen word, monitored. Under watchful eyes, of course, but who but Lockstitch could possibly be qualified to contain such things? And no one else could be trusted to watch over the remnants of their mistakes, either. Because it would be too dangerous, of course, and never because they didn't want others to know. That would require admitting that they had failed, and they always despised doing that. No more. All that ugly truth, the weakness, the recklessness, the endangerment of others, the failures, I'll make them choke on them. With little more than a thought, Kay's hand flicked out, dragging a line through all of the letters and words, severing each and every description. The words snapped and cracked and peeled away, fading from the manuscript, and Kay opened the door to step inside and set the past free.
Awesome. Absolutely loved it.
Ta-da!
Yeah. 10 out of 10. No notes. And then, because I got nothing else for it. Like, fuck yeah.
Bye!
Goodbye. Alright, Cash. Also, is Karam here? Oh, you killed it. Oh, like, Caustic, I fucking killed it. Alright, Karam, if you don't mind, if you would like to be in this scene.
Hello.
Hello.
Let me make sure all the tokens are correctly the size. The clinic is tucked away in the Undercity, its presence marked by a quiet hum of magic in the air. You can't go anywhere in the Thimble without feeling Cash's magic. It permeates. Inside, instruments glint on the shelves. A faint scent of antiseptic lingers, undercut by something metallic. The precision is beautiful, making an almost unsettling atmosphere in Dr. Cash's new clinic. Like, well known to everybody in the Undercity, the first stop for any injured. And today, Alt needs to visit the doctor. Karam, you and Alt was sparring, and you might have been sparring a little bit harder than normal. I'm not sure. Like, Alt did get hurt. He dislocated his like forearm, like his right wing, like what would be his elbow. It's dislocated.
Yeah, Karam's definitely getting used to the new strength he has after the training on the moon.
Absolutely, that makes perfect sense. And it's just like, you should have seen him, Cash. He was like right there, and then all of a sudden, kapow! And like he tries to like do the punching thing with the arm that is clearly hurt. He's like, ow! But anyway, he hit real hard.
I can tell.
Yeah, not the hit itself wasn't too bad, but him hitting the wall kinda was.
That wall never saw me coming.
I'm sure it did. I'm sure it didn't.
He's like, this is rough. It's like, I like your new setup, Doc. Like, it's real nice. I'm glad to
Thank
see you
you.
finally got it off the ground.
Yes, it's being away for a month took it a little bit longer than it should have, but I am more than happy to help the Undercity.
It's like everybody at the Hair Trigger talks about, like, if we get hurt, we come down here.
I'm glad that my reputation precedes me. All thanks to a certain someone, Ice Karam.
I'm still alive.
Yes, you are.
And so is anyone I bring to you.
Yes, they are.
I got shot in the head once.
Yes, you did.
Amazing, Doctor. You got that done. Don't worry,
Yes.
don't worry. We're all gonna, like, as soon as we get old enough, we're gonna join the Lockstitch.
I think just Karam has that just look of, oh god, not that night. Just nightmares and everything. Just nope. Don't need to remember that.
Light starts flickering.
Faulty wires. It's still being figured out, but what can you do?
Why told you to make sure you have backup lights?
As far as I'm aware, I should, but no, considering that we are relatively well set for disasters now, should be fine.
It's about the production value for me.
Took me a second.
It's just like, am I gonna need a cast, Doc? Cause like, I want to get right back at it. He learned some cool stuff, so like, look at him. And he's just like, he leans close to Cash. He's preparing for something he won't tell us about.
Is that so?
He thinks we don't know, but like, he's got all these maps and stuff all over the place, and he's been, get this, reading.
Karam, you never told me you could read.
And not just like comic books. Like history books.
Oh, big books. Well, isn't that impressive?
You know you're my friend, but I never expect this out of you because of how little you do it.
Oh, you should expect more of me.
After driving the car the way you did, yeah.
He won't tell us what he's gonna do, though. He says we can't come even when he does it.
That is correct.
Oh.
You're staying in the thimble.
Oh, I'm sure it's an adult job. Besides, you just got hurt. There's not much you can do, even if you could go.
The urge to just yell, "Ew, will they be kissing?" Except for he's not 12. He's like 16, so. The other way is like, oh, they're gonna be kissing.
Plus, you'd be a liability for Lockstitch, and honestly, I don't feel like looking over that paperwork.
Don't let the arm fool you. I'm an amazing fighter. Tell him, Karam.
You are, but you're also injured.
Yeah. So let's hurry up and give me this cast or something. Let's get it off. Let's go. What do I need? What do I need to do, Doc?
Well, let's get you something for the pain first. May ease it while I put the cast on for you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm tough enough. I don't need it, but I don't mind.
Oh, trust me, it hasn't worn off yet.
Yeah, you're still feeling the adrenaline right now, and then you're gonna be feeling painkillers, and then once that's off, you're gonna be in pain.
I'm doing a heckin' stretch, by the way. He's like, all right. And he's like, he takes off. Asks for help from Karam to take off his shirt so he can put on a gown.
Yeah, just don't move the arm while I do it.
It's like, I'm gonna learn to punch that fast. It's gonna be crazy. Like, oh, they'll never see it coming. Like, whoop-ah! And then he does move his arm again.
Karam just putting his head in his hand. Is this what it's like dealing with me?
Yes.
Just, not moving the injured body part as much?
Well,
I can't exactly help it when we're in the middle of a fight, okay?
You see, looking around, acting brave. He's got the gown on and stuff. He looks over on your table and sees your syringes and stuff. He looks up and sees your jars. He's just like, it's just a little break. You can just wrap it in the cast. I don't need any needles or anything, right?
Oh no, unfortunately. Unfortunately you do. But don't worry, I completely understand. I understand how you feel about needles.
I'm not scared of them or anything. I'm not scared. Why would I be scared of needles?
Of course not. Once he's saying this, he's getting it prepared.
Yeah, and as Cash is getting ready to do it, just Karam looks at Alt. So, Alt, you're saying you wanted to learn more of the moves? Just trying to get his attention away from Cash as he's gonna put it in.
Yeah. I would like to. Yeah, the moves. I want to be able to kick real hard. The bird feet, they're kind of a holdback though. And the hard punches, we're gonna need to work on something because feathers, when they hit you in the face, they don't really leave marks. But if knuckles do, but I don't got knuckles.
It just takes some time. Everyone figures out their own style. I figured out mine.
I'm thinking I'm gonna go very beak forward. I want to be known as the Bloody Bill.
Karam's just motioning with a hand that Alt can't see to just do it.
And as the two of them are just having a casual talk, Alt gets a little prick. There we go. All done.
Alt's just oh, I'm really, really woozy.
Well, it's the good stuff, kid. That's how it works.
It's I'm gonna peck people I'm gonna be the bloody, and then his head hits the back of the chair, and he's completely out.
You don't use the hard stuff on me because I come here too often.
No. It just doesn't affect you as well as other people.
No, 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 no. And like Alt is just like shaking back and forth in the thing, like jerking his head back from one side to the other. Like, no, no. And like you see, like he's starting to lash around on the table, and like not on the table, in the chair. Cash. His feet are kicking. His wings are going to the sides. Even the broken wing is clearly still moving. Like it's like, no, stop it, no.
Cash?
Oh dear. Yes.
And I think at this point, Karam's just trying to hold him down to not allow him to injure himself further. What's going on? That
Seems he must be having a negative effect. I'm sure it'll wear off soon.
Just hurry up with the cast.
Yes, don't worry.
And maybe get something to get his legs on. They actually do really hurt when the talons get in you.
I would imagine. Alright, let me see. I may have a few things around here that'll be able to restrain him momentarily. I'll be as quick as possible.
Oh, I kind of figured Cash had restraints attached to his chair. Like, just, you don't notice them right away, but then it's just like, oh, I got this. Like, buckle him down.
I mean, I thought that too, but like restraints in medicine is also kind of like dubious to a degree.
That is fair.
So it would be something that he would have to put on voluntarily, like, regardless. But either way, his legs are restrained.
Yeah, for sure. And like he is like kicking and like trying to like get out of this. Even like Karam, even when you're holding him down, he feels so much stronger. But again, this is a 16-year-old kid, and you like that you're training. You are his trainer. You can hold him just fine.
This was much easier when I started training him.
Bill to the face, Bill to the face, Bill to the face.
I like to imagine that he's trying, and instead of hitting me with the beak, it's just like always just barely off to the side. Probably once hitting Karam in the forehead. Please get one
Nope.
for his head too.
All right.
So are you starting to wrap up the cast? Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
So the whole time, like the cast is going on him, he is still like just fighting it. At some point, Karam, can you roll me a 20-sider, Karam?
Oh, good.
All right. At some point, Karam, he opens his eyes and they are just balls of red in there, as though like he popped a blood vessel. And he just like looks up. It's just like, it found me again. And you just hear whispering, I showed you my lemons.
God damn it!
Oh dear.
Can
Cash, you might
Karam see it around at all? Or is it just whispers in the area?
I think I believe it was Alt whispering. It wasn't his voice, but it was him whispering it.
Yes. It's back.
Oh, foul creature has returned. I'm sure we'll be able to deal with it again.
How many times do we have to deal with this stupid thing?
Knowing our line of work, probably a lot longer than we would like to admit.
Get the
Oh.
cast on, and then we'll deal with whatever this is. Ugh.
It might be best to get the cast on and restrain him on a bed. I can keep him over and keep an eye on him. See how this goes.
Yeah. Much as I hate to admit it, you know the dream better than any of us.
That is unfortunately true.
Starts the end to you, come find me. We'll get Lauren Pym to try to deal with it again.
Of course.
Tuck. 15, 20 minutes after Karam leaves Cash, you have Alt strapped down to this table. It's become a full bed, don't worry, but it's like... And some of your jars are glowing with the abject fear that Alt is screaming out. And like in the time, it hasn't gone down at all. If anything, this is a great success. Like, he is getting more and more scared the longer he is in that dream. Alt sweating into the bed covers. Has clearly already defecated. Just... They are losing their mind, like fighting against the restraints in just total terror. Primal, even. Yeah, do we want to call it a scene there?
Oh yeah.
Alright. Absolutely. Alright, everybody. Those are your villains, with the exception of B, but B's a little different than the rest. Because we already obviously know B's a solid villain. Oh yeah. So yeah, everyone, those are the only 4 scenes that I needed to get. I wanted to get done today. Those are what we prepared for, because we've got a lot of work for this weekend. You all did fucking amazing. Thank you for leaning in, and thank you for also players that are not the villains. Be gullible. Fall for it, because it is so much funnier if we are all in on it. We can do some really cool stuff. We can hurt characters, but again, don't panic. Like, this is all just is a strong word. This is all a dream. But there we go. So, the September games, like, we are not in full swing yet. We are not fully Scary Town. Like, but if you roll 13s, spooky stuff is gonna start happening. Like, that is just clear forever. This should be clear for everybody. In October, we are full bore into it. We are there. We are good. Like, things are gonna get rough for people. Just so we know, when we hit max level for the players, for the villains, there will be bigger rewards, card pack rewards, like solid rewards for people playing along. So we want you to play along, please. And Stefan is dead now. For now. Or is he? Oh my god, zombie Stefan. Stefan was like, Stefan. Did he do the noise? Because I'm trying to do a zombie version of that, like, Terrible. Stefan. Anyway, sorry. And Sama is missing. You 100% can be your villains during your beach games. If you want to be, if you are looking for to be a villain during those, absolutely. If you are trying to be just a villain relaxing, also fine. Whatever you want to do. But yeah, so those are your fucking villains, everybody. We've seen what everybody else is up to, with the exception of Vatna. Like, Vatna being off screen for it is always like hilarious to me. But yeah, I hope everybody has a good time. I hope everybody could just be Hojo on the beach, yeah, with all those women. Were they there by force? Like, I'm right there in 7, I just don't know. Anyway, I had to fight a robot. Alright, everybody. We are going to split. We've got a lot of work to prepare for tomorrow. So tomorrow and Sunday, they are the beach games. They have 5 people each to make it all fit. Those will be the beach games. Then we have a game on Monday. Then we have a game on Thursday. And both of those are normal times. Then Friday, Bamman time. So that's 2 hours later. And Saturday is a bit of an experiment, everybody. We are going to have the way that during the telethon we had Patagon there the whole time. This is kind of a similar thing, but it is Karam getting his sister back. And I know what some of you might be thinking, hey, isn't this all during a dream? Yeah, it is. But dreams can come true. So yeah, Karam is going to be there, and he will switch out with multiple partners. Party members. Thursday we are doing the heist. The Leo and I bring robbing chest. If you have one of the Storm's crew, and you are there in the chat, there will be opportunities for you to do things. And with that, yeah. Yep. We're gonna fuck off and say goodbye forever. Is anybody still in the call, or did they leave?
Bye forever.
There it is. I didn't know. I know. I
Bye
never know when
forever.
to leave. Goodbye, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Bye forever.